Hello and welcome to Dave's Delightful Dishes. As always, I'm Dave, and it is such a delight to have you here with me in my kitchen. And today, we're going to do something spring-like. Let's check it out. It got warm all of a sudden, and suddenly my market has got all of these fresh spring fruits in. So what we're going to do is we're going to have some seared pork chops with a strawberry, with wilted strawberries and spinach. So we have a whole list of ingredients right here. But we're going to start off with 4 medium-sized pork chops. Now you can make these as thick or as thin as you want, but since I'm going to sear them on the stovetop, I don't want them to be too thick because I don't, medium rare pork is not really what I'm looking for. So these are about a ½ inch to a ¼ inch thick. Then you can get thinner ones if you want to. And we're going to put salt and pepper on them. I've kind of cleaned them up and patted them dry. So I'm now going to grind some salt and pepper. And I've got it on both sides. And then we're going to head over to the cooktop and we're going to start cooking. So I've got my large skillet and I'm heating it up, and I'm going to put about a tablespoon of olive oil on this and get it nice and covered, because we're now going to sear these pork chops. I'm going to cook them on medium-high heat for 8 minutes on a side. All right. Now, depending on how thick your pork chop is, it could take between 6 and 12 minutes to do this. These ones took 4 minutes on a side, and you see they're that thick, but you want them this golden brown and cooked through. Now we're going to take these off and set them aside for a couple minutes while we finish off the rest. So I got to add a little bit more olive oil and a cup of strawberries that I've kind of quartered up, because these were really large strawberries. Ow. And a little bit of a splatter. So I got this on low heat, and we're just going to cook these for a minute, about 2 minutes actually, until they start softening up and they're going to give off a little bit of juice. Keep them moving. Don't worry about these brown bits. We're going to deglaze in a second. Now, this is a great time for me to tell you that if you like what you're seeing on my show, feel free to subscribe to my channel and hit like on this episode. And you can ring the bell, and then you'll get notifications every time that I put out a new episode. And I try to put out 1 to 2 weekly. All right, so this is now ready for a ½ cup of a dry white wine. And we're going to keep this low. And I'm going to try to get all these brown bits up off the bottom. And we're trying to get this back to a simmer, and we're going to reduce this wine by half. Probably going to take 2 to 3 minutes. But before we do that, I have 2 teaspoons of a whole grain mustard. Which I'm stirring in with it. And we're going to let this simmer and reduce for about 2 minutes. All right, that is thickened up nicely. So we're going to add 1/3 cup of water. Give that a quick stir to get it put around. And we're going to put in a whole package of spinach. And this has been washed and cleaned and, spun dry. And we gotta give this a good stir. I'm gonna put that heat back to kind of medium-low. I'm gonna slap a lid on this for a minute and let that cook down. All right, it just took about 2 to 3 minutes to wilt that spinach, and that sauce has thickened up as well. So now we can have this to be the bed for our pork. So we're gonna head over to the workstation and put it together. All right, and just like that, we're ready to plate. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some of this wilted spinach, and there's gonna be strawberries in with it too. And I'm gonna get that down, get a little bit of moisture off of it. Let me get that down on the plate. And if you want this sauce to be thicker, just before you put the wilted spinach in, let it reduce longer so that it's almost like a syrup beforehand, if you're looking for it to be that thick. And now that I've got a nice little portion of spinach there, I'm going to take one of my pork chops and just rest it on the edge of it. And I have some microgreens. I'm hoping to get my microgreens up and running, but I keep killing them in the last day or two. But once I get those going, I'll be using my own. But in the meantime, these are from the farmer's market. Put a little bed of those over on the side there. And now I'm going to take some of the strawberries and sauce, and I'm going to spoon that over the pork chop. And I'm going to crack a little pepper on top of that. And then another thing I picked up at that same farmer's market are some edible flowers. I think this is nasturtium. So we're going to add that in for a little bit of color. Maybe one of these little purple ones too. There we go. And give the plate a little wipe. Move this out of my way. And just like that, this is a quick, light dinner. And oh my, is it delightful. And this is something that took 25 minutes to make. You can add a side if you want, as far as besides the vegetables, you can add a starch. So you could go with rice or farro or a pasta. Although honestly, I think I would probably stick with the rice or farro for this, or even like a potato. A baked potato would be lovely with this as well. But you can choose what side you like, and no problem. I would love it if you guys would let me know if you try this, because I'm going to try it, and I think it smells delicious, it looks delicious, and I know it's going to be good. Make sure you've cooked the pork all the way through, but I said 6 to 8 minutes on each side. When it's golden brown, it should be just about perfect. Now, if you want to check me out, you can on my Facebook page for Dave's Delightful Dishes, which will be linked in the description, as well as my Instagram page, where you can also check out my Spreadshirt app, which has merchandise that I have available for sale, which is mostly aprons and mugs and other things with my face on it. Hopefully, you'll find something that interests you. But until next time, keep on coming with those challenges. Send them to me. Let me know what you think, and I will see you at the next recipe. Have a wonderful day.